Hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of This is Talking Sci-Fi with your host with the most, Sci-Fi Sean, and my hilariously haired sidekick. What's your name?
Just Randee.
Okay, pay attention. Quit messing with your hair.
I need a haircut.
Hey, we have a really exciting episode. A few weeks ago, we did a reaction video to the new Picard trailer for Picard Season 2. Remember that, Randee?
Yes, I remember that.
Dramatic pause. So, since we've done that podcast, they've dropped another trailer for Picard Season 2, and they really tease a lot of things. So, I would like to give you our opinion on that trailer, which, Randee, you have watched, I take it, right?
Yes, yeah, I've seen the trailer. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I went out and bought a bunch of Q-tips. I'm so excited.
Okay, I do the funny. You're the quirky sidekick. So, but that was a good one though. What were some of your tips in the Qs?
Dude, I have been watching a little bit of here and there. I like the character, but I want to hear from you why you like him so much.
I don't like it. When did I say I liked it?
Him. You liked him.
We haven't even started talking about it.
I'm talking about Q.
Oh, I do like Q. But all right, let's talk about this second trailer they've dropped because they're trying to get interest up. Picard Season 2 is not going to be available until probably the first of next year of 2022. They're really teasing it because they're trying to keep the excitement about Star Trek going. Now, I've been watching some other of our friends in the podcast world and video blogs or whatever, YouTube videos on their opinions, and a lot of people feel the same way as I do. They're worried as shit about it. The general consensus on people that are Star Trek fans is that Star Trek is done. They are thinking, where'd you go?
Keep going.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm talking. So, this whole new way we're doing this is freaking me out because your bed's not even made in the background.
It's not my bed.
Could you have made the bed? Well, whose bed is that?
My father-in-law's. But now he's in the living room, so I'm on this end of the house.
Oh, I got you. That's one. Okay, I got it. All right. So Randee's taking care of his father-in-law at home through some medical issues. But anyway, Picard Season 2, they've showed Q, and it's Picard all of a sudden walking into his study at the Picard Vineyard, and he has this brain headache or something. He comes down, and he's like, he was calling for his Romulan servants, which is what they are. The names leave me, but it's a butler and a maid from the Romulans that Romulus blew up. But so all of a sudden you hear Q's voice. He goes, "Oh, Jean-Luc, you didn't age very well, or I didn't realize you're going to be this old." So you turn around and Q's old. So a lot of people were going, how are they going to show that Q is aged? And you and I talked about that on the last podcast as well. It's Q. He's a godlike being. And he's snapped his fingers and made himself age like Picard, which they did. They tried to cover up Brent Spiner's aging, and Brent Spiner, I love that actor. He's great, but he did not age very well. So when they showed him in Picard Season 1, they did a lot of the CGI magic and did a lot of makeup and didn't do a lot of close-ups and all that, but you could tell that he had aged some. Now, with Q, when this came out and you and I were discussing it, I automatically thought, well, he's Q. He can make himself look like anything.
Right,
he has in the original Next Generation episodes. So you look at this trailer. There's a lot of stuff they throw at you, and there are a lot of nitpickers, as I like to call them. I consider myself a light nitpicker, but I'll bring out some very important points that were also discussed with some of our friends in the podcast world. Picard knowing 7 of 9.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be old friends. Well, Picard in the canon world of all the television shows, has never met Seven of Nine. The only time he would have known who Seven of Nine was when he was abducted by the Borg and Best of Both Worlds and became part of the Borg collective as Locutus. So he would automatically have a consciousness, because once you're plugged into the Borg collective, you know everything all the other Borgs do.
Okay, so doesn't that make them? Could they be friends because of the plug-in? I mean, are y'all Trekkies looking too deep into this?
No friends.
Are y'all looking too deep into this?
Do what now?
Are y'all looking too deep into this? Looking for reasons to not like it? Because
you don't have to look deep. You don't have to look deep at all not to like it. It sucks.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that you're saying they would have never met, but in Picard, they're good friends, right? That's what you're saying.
That has been said on the program. They act like they're old bosom buddies. When Seven of Nine comes to help them when the Romulan ships are attacking in Picard season 1, the ship is destroyed. She beams on board Picard's rented starship, and he goes, Seven of Nine? And she goes, hello, Picard, like we've known each other. Now, and then she says, you owe me another ship, Picard. Remember that scene in the season 1? Now, here's another thing that has been brought up on the internet, which I find interesting. It's one of those filling in the gap type of situation where when Seven of Nine came back with Voyager and they made it home, he could have met Seven of Nine at one of the reunion, because that was one thing that happened in Voyager. When Voyager got home, they would have these reunions and these parties once a year to celebrate Voyager making it back from the Delta Quadrant. Now, the tie-in with this is the last. The last. What? Corona? No, I don't believe in Corona. Anyway, I know it's out there. Oh, I just stirred up a big pot of poop. Anyway, when they made it back, they'd have these reunions. So it's been suggested that Picard had met Annika, Seven of Nine, Hansen, at one of these get-togethers. So it's a fill-in-the-blank situation with an episode where it's like, well, this could have happened, even though they didn't show it on the broadcast, which is what they call canon, because if it's not shown on canon, then it didn't happen. So that's another good theory about how Picard knows Seven of Nine.
Okay, so it is possible, and I just think that's nitpicking, looking for reasons.
Randy, I can get into nitpicking a lot about the new Star Trek series.
No, I understand
and you know that, but I'm just pointing out the most. We're focusing on Picard season 2.
All right.
So don't get me started on that other show. So but yes, nitpicking. Okay.
What's next?
It was suggested in the trailer that it's a time, not necessarily travel episode, but the timeline gets messed up because Q then says to Picard, welcome to the end of the road not taken, which suggests that it's one of those altered timelines, which I mentioned this in our first podcast about Picard, season 2. They've already done an episode like that on Next Generation.
Yeah.
It was called Tapestry, where they did the whole, Lori, what's the name of the Christmas movie where the guy that talks like this, and I want to do it.
You're talking about the Happy Gilmore?
It's a Wonderful Life. That was a horrible imitation of a great actor, by the way. I'm talking about the guy from It's a Wonderful Life. Keep up, Randy. I'm telling you about an episode of Next Generation called Tapestry, where Picard and Picard dies. Because, everyone knows Picard has a mechanical heart because he did something stupid in his academy years and gets stabbed in the heart by a creature called a Nausicaan.
You're not moving.
I don't want to call it a pool table game. It's called Domjot, and it's like billiards where they shoot little red balls, on the screen.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you hearing me at all?
Yes, yeah. You're doing a great job.
I'm losing you again, Randy. I'm sorry.
You're all right.
Okay. Anyway, so his heart has to be replaced by a prosthetic heart, that could outlast how old Picard is, which they did not even mention in Picard season 1, which kind of I was hoping they would. But anyway, so Q said, let's see what would happen to your life, Picard, if we let you make different choices. Because Picard was feeling sorry for himself because from Picard's point of view, he's died. He's in this big white room with Q, with kind of a god-looking see what happens if you take another road that you didn't take. Hey, you clear it up. That's great. So he snaps his fingers. Picard goes back in time and avoids the pool tournament with the Nausicaan, and then time changes and he comes back and he's not Captain Picard anymore. He is a Lieutenant Picard, which is considered pretty much a big pussy because he hasn't taken chances, and that's how Picard became one of the top captains in Federation history, because he took all these chances. So it changed his life. So this is what I think is going to happen in Picard season 2. They're going to go down the same situation. Because you've seen that Soji is different. She's like a humanoid, more human and all that, and looks a little bit different, even though it just shows her face. Rafi is still in Starfleet. She has a Starfleet uniform on. What's the captain's name, Lori? On Picard, the guy that has all the holograms. Rios is in what looks like a Section 31 Starfleet uniform.
That's right, yeah.
But on the emblem, there's a cross, but everyone is speculating that's the alternate universe emblem on the middle of his thing. And I agree with that. It looks that way.
That's
from the
cool,
2-second snippets you get. And then all of a sudden you get the big dramatic, woo, this is what we got to wait for. 7 of 9 is laying naked in bed, face down on a pillow. She was naked. And what I saw, 7 of 9 was naked. So she leans up, looks in the mirror, and her Borg implant over her eye, her ocular implant, is gone. So dramatic. But they've already done this in Voyager. When she was in Unimatrix 1, and they could appear as their human selves, and the episode is called Unimatrix 1, she doesn't have any of her ocular implants or anything. So they are struggling, and when I say they, the producers and all that of Star Trek Picard, and don't get me started on that other show, to come up with ideas. They can't come up with anything original, so they're digging up old things going, hey, this works, let's use this. So the dramatic pause of 7 of 9, Annika's looks and her ocular implant's gone, and it's like the dramatic music builds, and it gets a little bit of a close-up, and they freeze on her face, and then if you didn't notice that her Borg implant was gone, she points to it. It's gone. So they're grasping for straws, Randy, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, man, I'm excited. Come on.
I'm crossing my fingers that I like it because, as I've said before, I liked Picard a little bit better than I like that other show that starts with a D. So that's all a rage. Because I was excited to see how, I'm a big Kirk fan. I'm more of a Captain Kirk kind of a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how they're going to do Picard. So I'm worried that they're doing a whole time travel thing. It's going to be like a 6-part episode, and it's going to bleed into the 3rd season of Picard, which that's kind of voluptuous that they're already saying, oh, we're going to do a 3rd season.
This is on the wave, Sean, even though you don't like it.
I don't hate it, Randy. So let's wrap up. When you get off this podcast, go and find the trailer. Everyone that's watching this, all 2 of you, and look it up, watch the trailer, and look at what I'm talking about, because everyone is talking about this. I want to talk about it. I'm excited. I'll wait for it on the DVD to come out. But I liked season 1. I don't hate it. My wife Laura and I just watched it again, and I didn't hate it. So I'm going to leave it with this. Make your own judgment call, but don't get your hopes up. How about that?
There you go. I like that.
Now, before we go, I want to talk about a really good friend of mine. I've ran into I wanted to get my wife something special for her birthday, which is coming up, and I found this lady that does custom artwork, and it kind of looks like the anime feel, and I sent you some pictures, and you can stick this up in a corner or whatever while I'm talking about it. It's called Curiosity Art. That's CURIO, capital ZITY Art. Find that Facebook page and look at this lady's artwork. Her name is Jessica. I gave her some ideas for something specific because she does a lot of Disney characters and mermaids and anime people. It's a little risque. I asked for a 7 of 9. I'm thinking you're probably looking at the pictures now, and my wife got those pictures and she absolutely loved it. Everything about that fabulous piece of artwork was customized just for me. So get a chance. I'm going to start doing a shout out every podcast for artists and other cosplayers and stuff. But check out Jessica. It's Curiosities Art on Facebook, and like her page, and she is amazing. So Jessica, I hope you're watching this. I really appreciate it. My wife loved the artwork, and I'll be in touch again very soon. That being said, you guys have a great day. Great week. We will talk to you soon. We have another exciting episode of This is Talking Sci-Fi coming up very soon. So for that, I am Sci-Fi Sean, and this is
just Randee.
And we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Talking Sci-Fi. And your host and starring Sci-Fi Sean and Just Randee.